Good morning, everyone. Sorry, my voice is creaky. But we're just gonna post the link here and then we'll launch right into it, because why not? Oh man. So I upped my Ozempic dose recently, and so now I'm playing that fun game of, is it from the virus, like this cold? Because my youngest definitely got like vomiting, or is it from the Ozempic dose? And I'm just like, this is never a fun game. Okay. So yesterday I figured out that I was like, oh, I've got an extra like bag cut here, and then figured out that I had actually done the wrong color for a few different of the bags. So we're going to actually rectify that today. Which means that we are going to do some seam ripping, because I do not want these to go into timeout. I also made sure that I have the zipper thing. Okay, so we actually need to cut, we need to trim. This one needs to come off, because it's supposed to go with this one. This one's supposed to go with the pink. And then the fruit cats are supposed to go with the this purple, because the gray is supposed to go here, the brown's supposed to go with the florals, and then this is one that's like basically done. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to trim off the rest of these chain pieced ones and just set them aside, because we know that these ones are good. I need to redo a black and silver zipper, and we will need to do another pocket, and that's fine, that's easy enough. Ooh, I think that was my, I've been waiting for a tent for work, and I bet you that was it. Let me just go see before I go upstairs. Yep, I'm gonna go haul that in. I will be right back. Thank you, Wendy. Holy shit. Can you imagine going through the whole stream with no sound? Yeah. Anyway, hi. We're sick. So I don't know if you actually do want to listen to the audio or not. But we're here. Okay. I'm just realizing we're trying to avert small panics. Okay. Is that correct? Okay, good. Because I of course cut all the Dundurn at the same time as these Cambridge bags that I had. So everything's off kilter. That is actually too tall by like a ½ inch. Shit. Okay, that does actually need to be trimmed down or else the pocket won't fit properly. Okay, so we'll have 3 more exteriors to do pockets on, and then we'll have... Okay, let's just double check the size on this one, and then if it's the right size, we're going to trim it down based on this one. This one's also too large, although not as egregiously. Okay, good. Anyway, we are rectifying some mistakes that I made yesterday. I realized as I was like halfway through sewing that I was like, oh, I've got an extra. It was not a spoiler. It was not an extra. It was actually one that was supposed to be sewn, and I just fucked up. And then I just found this pocket, or I just figured out that I'm actually short a couple other exteriors, so now we're rectifying that. I have all the other pieces. It was just like this back pocket piece that was apparently missing, so anyway, we're working on the Cambridge bags right now, which is one of the Hammerstitch Designs patterns. Blah, blah, blah. That's what we're doing. Okay, so we have 3 more pockets and 3 more exteriors to sew, right? And then we should have 8 here. 1, 2, 5, 8. Okay, good. Thank goodness. These are all the ones that we were like working on before I went to Japan, so is it surprising that I've kind of lost track? Not really. Is it annoying? Yes. Okay, so one of the things I am going to do is I'm going to just rematch all of these zippers with their respective like fabrics here in a moment. I do know that we have to sew one more zipper tab onto this one because it's going to pair up with the banana cats when we get there. Okay, should I be cutting fabrics for the Kato that I have 0 of? Yes. Are we? No, because I want to get these cleared. So that's why we're here. Okay, so blue, blue, and blue. Those are going to this guy, Sakura Dobby. You can hear me now, right? I don't know why the mic... Oh, the mic was muted because I went upstairs. We figured out a way to zhuzh up the booth a little bit, and that involves a tent. So I just had to go pick up the tent off the front step. So we're going to, like, do a 20-foot tent. And that's going to be the, like, support for adding the zhuzhing up. I'm excited. I think it's going to look, like, really good. Okay, this should have a black, silver, and gray tab, like that. Kato are next week. I promise, Kato are coming up next week. This cold has slowed me down, so I'm kind of like... I'm trying not to... Okay, I'm trying to sit as much as possible right now, so that it's not like... taking quite as much energy. I also have to head out early today because youngest has gymnastics. That's why we're on a little bit earlier as well. So, okay, so the long-tailed tits are going to go with this dark brown. We have their zipper here. But yeah, part of it is I want to make sure then that I am also getting some of the new fabrics into rotation too. So, okay, this Sakura is supposed to go with the purple, so it is, or like this kind of like mulberry red wine color. I don't know how quite to describe it. So it's getting seam ripped from there. This one, I Just got the zipper. Okay, so that goes here. Purple, black, silver. And I'm going to kind of set it to the side so that we know we got to resew the zipper. This one is this like dark teal, which we do have here. We're good. We're set there. Okay. At least not everything got fucked up yesterday. Just some of it. So annoying. I was like, it wasn't quite a rage quit yesterday, but it was damn close. Okay, you are getting gray. Okay, that's where the extra gray went. Okay. So the gray and the brown. And then we're putting this into the crepe cats. This is going into this one with the like white with neon pink florals. Is getting the light brown because the brown kind of matches the sand outline. And then this one that's got the other gray is supposed to go with another bag, but I don't see the pocket. Oh my god. Oh, is this the spare? No, there shouldn't be any spares. Why is it like... Oh my god. There should be 3 grays. Okay, there should be 11 total. So let's count the pockets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What the fuck? 11. Okay. Okay, no, we do have 11. I just don't have the one on my lap. This cold isn't even that bad, but it's like sucked so much energy. Holy crap. I'm pretty sure my eldest was like patient 0, and then they gave it to my youngest, and then I caught it because, of course, the youngest is licks and spits and coughs directly into your mouth sort of kid. I know all kids are like that, but it's just like they seem to have a lot easier time of doing it than their sibling. Okay, there's 3 for that. There's the gray. Gray. Good. Okay. There's the navy with the teal. Good. We've already set aside the cats. Do you know what? Let's just fucking sew. It's probably here somewhere. I do still have a spare zip though, and I do not understand. Because these are all paired up. This is getting sewn next. Yeah, like literally I have to seam rip it. Okay. That's right there. I see it. That's the long-tailed tits. This one is getting seam ripped too. This one is getting gray. Did I just end up with like an extra gray zipper? Is that it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah. Nope. I don't. Yeah, looks like it. I don't fucking know right now. Let's just sew. We have an extra zipper there if we need it. I think that's the best way to go about this right now. We have extra if we do. Yeah, I know. That's why we're like, I'm not pushing hard on standing to get a bunch of stuff cut right now or anything like that. I need a seam ripper though. Okay. But the other part of that is like if I rest too much, I don't fall asleep at night. It's really annoying. So, and we're on a long weekend this weekend. So kiddos are done school today and then are home for Easter / like, and then they have care next week. So we still have spring break, but they get care, which is amazing. Yeah, so we don't have a lot planned. Like, we don't... Well, okay. All my plans, if I have any this weekend, are, like, contingent on me being better. Right now, all signs point to we are going to sit on our ass and play Kingdom Hearts this weekend. So, and maybe do some gentle work on the weekend. Being like computer work, I need to update the wholesaler catalog, and I'm still working on my taxes. Yay me! It's fine. They're almost done. I've got to the big thing that I gotta do right now is math. And it's it's not even hard math. It's just making sure that my numbers are correct for cost of goods sold and stuff like that, which they were not even last year, which sucks to be me because that's yeah, I forgot hardware in the mini traveler slings. I'm like, ew. I can't forget that this year because we sold a lot of mini traveler slings this year. Okay. So I was because I'm always harping on the fact that you're not supposed to put more holes into wax canvas than you need to. So what I think we're going to do is we're going to seam rip these, and that's fine, because what I'll do is I'll flip the piece, and then these holes should be within the seam allowance that's across the bottom, as far as I know. We'll make it happen. Although I guess we could just stitch over top of it for the zipper too. Could work. Okay, we're almost there though. All right, I forgot about Easter so hard last year. These late Easters are really throwing me for a loop. That we had to start a new tradition of putting Easter eggs out in a bowl for the Easter Bunny, because the Easter Bunny forgot about Easter. So we traded the Easter Bunny chocolate eggs that we bought the Saturday before Easter. Anyway, Easter Bunny might have also forgotten where the eggs were for the Easter egg hunt, and the kids were disappointed in that. So this year, I gotta make sure that the Easter Bunny gets the Easter eggs to hide. I think I know where they are. It was I couldn't find their Easter baskets last year either. I was just Jesus, it's so disorganized. Too cold for the bunny. Dude, we have another I don't know. So I left to drop the kids off. It had snowed overnight. I didn't know this, but apparently it was actually freezing rain last night, so it was slippery outside. It's oh God. And I went out to shovel because I was I was going to shovel later, but then I was oh shit, I've got shipments coming, so I don't want the delivery driver to have to go through the amount of snow we got this morning. But by the time I got out to shovel, so between the time I dropped the kids off and the time I got out to shovel, which is about 2 hours, the tire tracks from dropping the kids off were already covered with snow. And it's heavy. It's if it were rain, it would be pouring rain. It's pouring snow right now. Anyway, we probably had, I don't know, 2 inches overnight, so about 5 centimeters. And now today, or in that 2 hours, another 5 centimeters. So about 10 centimeters, 4 inches. And then it's supposed to be +8 tomorrow. It's only -2 right now. So it's actually quite nice outside of the fact that it's pouring snow. So it all drifts down into the back of your neck and everything like that. What a day to have to go get the kid early though. It's ugh. I'm debating if I'm going to bring them home or if I'm going to drop them back off at school. I am very much leaning towards dropping them back off at school, to be honest. I don't know, is that mean? I don't think that's very mean, is it? Wait. Nope, that's the wrong pink. Okay. They need purple. Purple. Pink is down here. There we go. Okay. Okay, so yeah, I just have an extra zipper. No, I don't. That goes... Wait. No, you were... Yep. We got the extra zippers. Fucked up somewhere. Who knows? But that matches that other one, so that works at least. Okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to sew. Did you get an opportunity? Yeah. Yeah. It's like shoveling snow is just one of those Sisyphean tasks in wintertime here because it's just like it just doesn't fucking end some days. And it's like the eldest cannot so the eldest's lack of conception right now is the fact that it can snow any month in our area. And so they're like, they were so mad. They're like, it's snowing and it's spring. And I'm like, dude, it's like, mom and dad always told the story that, like, my birthday's June 20th. So Stampede is like usually about 2 weeks after my birthday sort of thing. And their story always was that it was like, it actually snowed my first Stampede parade right after I was born. So that's like early July. Anyway, they were so pissed off that we're still getting snow. It's spring. Like, yeah, it can pretty much snow any month here, man. Like, I was chatting with a friend and she's like, I think the only month I haven't seen snow is August. And I'm like, yeah. But it's like weird that we haven't had May long weekend snow the last few years sort of thing. Anyway, this is extremely good. All bow down. Because here's the thing is that it's not cold enough to freeze the ground. So all this moisture's actually going in the goddamn ground. Which we need because this is actually pushed the predictions that our fire season would be starting like earlier this year. And it's actually changed that prediction. It's like, thank fucking God. So anyway. Because otherwise it was going to be an extremely brutal fire season. Yeah, pretty much any month. She was saying that she was out in Banff for Canada Day. And it was snowing in Banff. So that's July 1st on Canada Day. And all the tourists were like confused. And I'm like, yeah, that's like peak Canadian experience though. Now, it's unlikely that you'll see a lot of that snow in like the Calgary area. Partly because we're lower elevation too. But it can happen. Anyway, but yeah, they were super pissed off that we were still getting snow, but it's spring. Yeah, I know, man. I'm pissed off too, although not really. It's good. We need more snow. Actually, it's supposed to rain next week, which would be good too. Just all the moisture this year, please. Although I did bitch and complain about the amount of moisture we got last year, I guess. So good news, maybe bad news, but mostly good news is that I got into one of my goal shows this year. So we're going to be joining the Calgary Art and Craft Market, which is in November. It is November, it's like late November, it's the third week in November. It's one of the big Christmas markets. And the best part of that is, in some ways, is that it's actually their 40th anniversary this year. So that means that there's probably going to be even like more promotion and stuff like that. So I'm super excited to be joining them. One of the like really big fuck yeah moments for me is the fact that they told me that they took me off first round picks. So they were taking new vendors. And like most of the time from what I've seen, because I've been attending this show for quite a while, is that most people that are there vending are there consistently. So that tells me that's a really good show to be at. It is a 4-day show. And I haven't gone before because I haven't felt like my products fit very well. Like if I was just doing knitting bags and stuff like that. But now that we have the Kato and these handbags and things, I'm a lot more confident in being able to, for it to be the correct fit now. Anyway, I'm super excited. It's super cool that there was like zero hesitation about taking me into the show. I have to wonder if it's like I had asked back in November if I was allowed because I use patterns and stuff like that, because it was kind of like, you're supposed to be the designer and blah, 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 blah. And it's like, so I was like, well, we'll throw a question and just make sure that we're good with patterns. And they're like, yes. So I wonder if they've been like watching since November, which is kind of cool to think of. Either way, I'm super, super excited. I have my next trip. Oh, there it is. That's where the gray zipper was supposed to be. I also have my next trip to Japan booked already, so we are headed back. I am headed back. The royal we, not the family we. I'm headed back in October. Whirlwind trip. It's like in and out. I gotta go get Natsumi's charms. And we'll obviously do another fabric shop and obi and kimono. And then we should be stocked for a couple years. The next trajectory for a family trip is 2028. But you know, I'm open to a trip in 27. That would be good too. I'm fine with that. Late 27, like October 27 again. I don't know. But yeah, Air Miles says everything's changing again. But Air Miles did shift to booking through Expedia, and I was able to use my Air Miles to pay for everything. So I got, like, I have been collecting, as we know, I have been diligently collecting those Air Miles for a lot of years, and it finally paid off. So I was able to pay for everything, and I'll actually be able to pay probably for all of my hotels through Air Miles as well, which is super cool. So that was a good move on my, or a good thing I was able to do recently with them, because they're also moving to, like, they're going to be doing a, what was it? It's like, so they did the shift to Expedia where you can pay for the taxes and fees. But then they're also going to make the move to Blue Rewards in the summer. And so I'm going to actually lose a lot of my, like, privileges. I'm like, really? Come on. And they're going to, like, it's like, right now you can exchange 95 Air Miles for $10 gift card. And then it's like, and then when they do the shift, you're going to be able to do something like, they're like, you won't lose value. But I have a feeling it's going to be a shittier earn rate. So we are ending up on the WestJet flight again. That's the only meh thing. But I was like really thinking about it. And I'm like, if my stuff has to sit in customs, way better to sit in Calgary customs than Vancouver customs. Even though I would much prefer to be flying Air Canada. There was nothing wrong with... Okay. Okay, my complaints about WestJet are the same thing as what it was before I left, which was the fact that it's like, they don't tell you what you eat. They took it a step further, though, when we actually got on the plane. They didn't even freaking give us, like, a drink menu. There wasn't even a seatback card. And it's like, okay, that creates a lot of extra work for your freaking flight attendants and us. So, like, put a seat back thing or upload it to your goddamn fucking, like, entertainment system. How hard is it? Like, okay, it'll cost you some money to put it into the entertainment system, but I know for sure you haven't changed your drink contract since you started flying, probably. That's hyperbole, but, like, it's like, just say Coke products and these beers and this, like, and we have, I don't know, wine. I don't think they even had spirits, but I don't know, because they don't say. Anyway, he also didn't have a snack tray in the galley, so I actually had to, like, ask the flight attendants, and you could tell that they were shocked, because normally in Air Canada you walk back and they have, like, a jug of water and, like, a little snack box with their cookies. And they didn't no. And the, like, flight attendant seems so shocked. I'm like, I'm not gonna, like, push the freaking call button every time I need water. Let me go for a walk. Anyway. Wah, wah. So. And then the plane. And this would be true across any fleet. But the plane is already showing its age. And I'm like, and it's like, not terrible, but every single seat back on the side that we're sitting on, this must be a Boeing thing, because there's a 787 as Dreamliner, but it was like, it had worn out already. Like, the vinyl had worn through, or whatever don't know, leather, vinyl, whatever the covering for the actual seat back is, right? It had already worn out, and like you were touching stuffing if you touch the top of the like seat back. And I'm like, I don't know why that bothered me so much, but I'm like, eh. Anyway, the big thing is still the food thing. I'm just like, oh my god, you guys, you need to like, yeah. I guess the one big benefit to it was that they did actually serve a hot second meal, which that did actually impress me, because it's like, okay, the things that impressed me, hot meal, I was like, hell yeah. Was it good? No, not really. The pastry was better, but like most of the time it's just like a sandwich, and the sandwiches aren't any better. At least it was hot. And then what was the other thing that impressed me? It was that, and then obviously they got us there safe, which realistically that's the big thing, right? There was a lot of overhead bin space. Like, I didn't even have to have my backpack at my feet. I was able to put it in the overhead. So that was pretty fucking cool. My goal when I go in October is that I want to actually try to pack in my backpack, because the hotels I'm going to stay at are going to have PJs. And like I'm on the ground 21st, 22nd, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th. So 6 days, 5 days, right? So it's kind of like, well, why not? Yeah, safe as a bonus. Although I don't know what the fuck it is about all these pilots going into Narita right now. This was on Air Canada as well, but the last 2 times I've flown into, or 3 times now that we've flown into Narita, they like go and slam down. I'm like, and it's been the same every single time. And Dallas is like, well, I think the like air, because so when we landed in Calgary, one of the smoothest landings I've had in like years. And I have noticed that most of the time it is pretty smooth landing in Calgary. But anyway, Dallas is like, maybe it's a like shorter runway or something like that. So I looked it up, and Calgary's like half the length that Narita is. So our other thought is maybe if they like get slowed down faster, they can exit onto a different taxiway that's easier or something. But yeah, every single time recently, landing in Narita has just been like slam. It's like, Jesus. And it wasn't just a slam this time either. It was like slam and then brakes too right away. So we're all like jolted forward. So I'm like, okay, thanks. We're awake now. Anyway, so I'll report back after October. I am actually going to give my feedback to WestJet, because why not? That's why they've got customer feedback forms. And I'm just like, there's like, having flown Air Canada the last few times. Oh yeah, and then that was the other wild thing, is it's like, so everyone's always a little bit hesitant when I come up with my third bag, right? Because I'm like, I gotta pay and they're like, you know, there's gonna be extra fees. And I'm like, yes, I plan these into my trip. Right? Like, was it Air Canada is usually $225, and I'm like, to get, and then you can overweight it to 70 pounds, 32 kilos, and I'm like, that $225 is cheaper than shipping 70 pounds worth of fabric home, for it to also like show up at the same time as me, right? So I'm like, I'll gladly pay the third bag fees. But it was like this time, so we have 3 people on the reservation, and I pre-book that like pay for extra baggage for each of us, 1 extra bag each. So 2 bags per person coming home. And they were like so shocked, flabbergasted. It was like they'd never seen someone come out of Narita with like 2 bags per person. I'm like, what do you mean? The running joke is that you like, all you pack for Japan is a freaking like, is 1 big suitcase with another nested inside of it, your cash and your credit card. Like, what do you mean you're shocked that I have 6 bags for 3 people? I don't know. We did end up overpacking. So we packed for like, I was like, okay, we're going to pack for 2 weeks per person. because we'll do laundry while we're there, because we're there for nearly a month. I forgot that Japanese washing machines are significantly smaller. So we ended up doing a lot more laundry than I planned for. And I probably could have packed for half the time. So like half again, about a week. So next time we'll pack lighter there as well. But that's okay. I didn't know. And with the kids, it's better to have more clothes than not enough. So. Yeah, the 6-bag thing baffled me because it was just like, what do you mean? And then, of course, she had to weigh them all, and that's fine. My hand scale, though, is very accurate. So we were like right spot on all our weight limits. So cool. So we did so good. Dallas is like, because he was on a separate reservation in case he couldn't get through. Obviously, everything went fine there. It was super smooth. Going and staying in the hotel the night before was amazing. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, and he's like through in like 2 minutes. No questions asked. We're like struggling to get through our bags. I think the only thing... Okay. We did take strollers for the kids, and I do think it was a really good idea, but they were such a pain in the ass to move around with. So, because it was like, they're like, don't need them all the time, but when you needed them, you were very glad you had them. They were really useful for the marathon days. But seeing how things operated, I would have, and it's tough to say though, because they're big kids. So it's like, there was a lot of stroller rental options, but I don't know if they would have fit our kids. So that was like one of it. I know, it's ridiculous. Yeah. They're like shock and horror that we have so many bags. But anyway. We'll see how they react when I come through and be like, yeah, I gotta like... So WestJet will allow you to do a 3rd bag. Actually, I think they'll allow you to do 4 bags. It's almost worth looking into the cost of just doing 4 bags. Because so Air Canada's is it's like you can do 3 bags or like a 3rd bag. And if you pay this fee, it's... Excuse me. It is going to be like $225, and you can overweight that bag and oversize it up to that 70 pounds. So that's how we've always done in the past. Now WestJet will allow you to do up to, or will allow you to do the 3rd bag, but it has to be within the weight limits. So actually what I should do is I should see if I could or can if I need to do, or if it would end up being cheaper maybe to do 2 50-pound bags. Actually, 2 50-pound bags would also allow me to bring more back. And I have a feeling that it's... Let's just double check while I'm thinking about this. I'm also debating if I'm going... So one of the best things that we did do this time is that we did a stay at Narita before we got on the train to go south, because I was like, I don't want to like get in travel info. Yes, checked in excess. I don't want to like do a 10-hour flight with the kids and then get on a train and go south. And the last time we did that with Dallas too, like he was absolutely destroyed. So we both decided that it was far more useful to stay. We were thinking about Tokyo, but Tokyo was expensive. So we did that Toyoko Inn at Narita, and it was one of the best things we've done for a very long time in our travel journeys. Fuck, I have to do that goddamn fancy turn thing at the top too. I hate those. Anyway, yeah, I'm debating if I want to do that for myself as well. But I don't know yet. Okay. Overweight baggage on WestJet. More than 51 pounds, 23 kilos, but not exceeding 100 pounds. Overweight baggage on West to Europe. Okay, do you have anything that's like... Oh, that one is more than 23 pounds, but not exceeding 70 for Europe. They don't have Japan here. Okay, so I need like very specific for me. Can I? Oh, there, baggage allowance. Departing, returning. I don't need an extra bag coming back, but I do need it. Nope, I can only check one. Like one and one prepaid. Interesting. Actually, the other thing I was super curious about is what it's looking like. So I booked right before or right as everything was really going to shit for fuel prices and stuff like that. Now I'm curious what the cost is. Actually, I think we did pretty good then. I do know that the price went down about $200 right after I booked, because why wouldn't it? But at the same time, it's like, whatever. It's booked. Yeah, I think we got a fairly good price still. It's interesting that they haven't gone up. But maybe they're like, it'll be fine in October? I don't know. Yeah, okay, so it's still down about $150 compared to when I booked it. But I'm going to get air miles back and stuff like that, so we'll take it. I put this on the wrong end. Yeah, because you can't put this on backwards, can you? Shit. Okay. Look at me fixing my mistakes instead of putting it into timeout. I really want these Cambridge bags though, so it's like, suck it up, get it fixed. I need to make, these are going to have leather crossbody straps, so we're going to have to go in and like make a bunch of leather crossbody straps next week. So these should be launching for Fibre Shindig on Saturday, the 11th. I do have a bunch of small box bags we're going to focus in on and finish as well. And then we're also going to go in and do... Well, we're going to cut and we're going to see what I can get done for Kato. I don't know. I know I have a whole stack here somewhere. It's part of why I'm like, let's work through what we already have cut before I add more to the chaos. Mostly so we can like actually get to the other stuff that's ready to go. Although I think we're only got 2 or 3 Kato that are like, fuck yeah, let's go. So that's not too bad. All things considered. That's good. My goal is untenable. My goal would be for a piece that I want 100 Kato. But I have a feeling that the realistic number is going to end up being probably 25. Piece is in Dawson. It's at the end of the month. So, we'll see. I'm supposed to be doing the bottom of this right away. Right? Do the seam ripping while the hot stove idea. Okay, I'm like, this brown is like Very interesting, but it's the dark brown. I was like, in my head, it was the sand color. But that is not right. This is the right color. It's all good. We're fine. I was slightly worried for my eyesight there for a moment. We got the eldest signed up for homeschooling for the fall. So they're registered with a school board like they need to be. We're supposed to be getting our home education like manager information soon. They'll be the ones who like help us make sure that we're meeting our goals. We're meeting the education goals for Alberta. And I asked for some extra help so that hopefully we can chat, because I was like, I know I could build a like curriculum myself, but I don't want to. I just want to like find a curriculum where it's like, here are your lessons and your worksheets and all of this, which is kind of how we did our homeschooling. But I don't want to use the program I was in. So yeah, I was like, please help so I can figure this out. I know I could put it together. But like I also don't have the education in education. So if there was someone else who was like, has put together a curriculum that works, then that's just even better. Stampede is July, like for pancake breakfast. Oh, pancake breakfast will probably be, the second week of Stampede. Stampede is early this year, so it's like mid-July. I don't know. It's sometime in there. La 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 la. No, that's not what I need. I need my calendar. Apple moved the calendar on the MacBooks. Oh, that was it. Oh, it's down in my bar. Yeah, so probably the 11th. July 11th. Maybe. So, and we did not get accepted into vibrations. We got waitlisted yesterday, which honestly actually eases our summer up a little bit. We'll still go out to the island, because Dallas has, like, basically what it is like, we want to go to the island in the summer. If I get into a show, amazing. If I don't, well, it just actually makes the trip easier. And he's got a race out there, so we'll go out. And then I did get accepted. Literally, I had 2 emails stacked in my inbox. The first being that Vibrations was like, you're waitlisted, whatever. And then the second being that Omatsuri accepted me. So it'll be Stampede Pancake Breakfast and then Omatsuri back to back. Which is good. Yeah. And then we've got, so the current schedule is we have Shindig, Hanami, and then a week. And then it'll be Peace Fibre Festival. And then we have Otafest, which is May long weekend, Victoria Day weekend. And then we have nothing until Omatsuri. Oh no, Stampede, Omatsuri, Knit City. It's actually really nice. We don't have anything in like freaking August. And then we'll basically have 2-month turnaround, and then we'll have the big show in November. So I kind of hemmed and hawed about that show because it was like, and Dallas hemmed and hawed about it too because it's like, I'm going to be starting homeschooling this year and all of that, right? And it's like, ooh, do you throw a big show in there? And I'm like, honestly though, at the same time, it's never going to get easier than right now. And it'll be like, a lot of the work will occur in the very early stages of starting to homeschool. So it's not like we're like in May, like we will be next year. So I honestly think it'll be fine. They are really long days though. It's like 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. on the Thursday and the Friday, and then 10 to 6 and 10 to 5, which isn't too bad. And then it's also like the teardown in Telus can be a little bit intense. Not the teardown. The teardown's fine. The pack out can be a bit much. Yeah, 3 months. Oh my god, 3 months to Stampede. Which is exciting and terrifying. I love Stampede though, so it'll be good. And then yeah, we're gonna take, I got the kids into their summer camps, and it was really nice because they put it on payment plan. I was like, if I have to, I will pay for it up front. But they're like, payment plan, and I'm like, sweet, because that aligns it a little bit more with what we would have done. They're not going to be with like their preschool this year. We're actually sending them to our like sports center has summer camps, and it'll be good because like my eldest is going to be 6, and they're bored with the other one, and that's fine because they've done it. What was it? 1, 3, 4, and 5. So they've done it for 3 years. So, and they don't really change the programming, and they end up on the same weeks. So the same like themes every year as well, because we don't do them when Dallas is home. But we're gonna do 3 of them, and then I am actually going to take a week off with them in August because of this trip out to the island. We won't get back until like Tuesday, so they'd only go like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I'm like, I don't want to pay for a full week camp when that's all you're going to do. So we're gonna take a week off together and just do stuff together, I guess. I think it'll be good. Oh, right, I'm supposed to like base stitch the sides down and then stitch across the bottom. We are going to have the cheese stick for a snack roll. Probably have another like hour-ish of working time, and then I'll have to head out. Okay. That didn't peel correctly, what the hell? Come on, cheese string. Yeah. Nope. Yes, good. Anyway. Too far. There we go. Turn, pivot. Now these exteriors do need a rivet before we like sew them to the interior, but that's okay. We're gonna do that later. We're gonna prep everything else before we touch the rivet press, cause hi. Oh, gross. Oh well, it's just fluff, right? It's just fluff. It's fine. It's extra fiber. You need your pocket sewn in. We will do that after we do these guys. Oh yeah, and for book club books, we're doing Shield of Sparrows and Rite of the Starling, which is the sequel. It is going to be a trilogy, just as a heads up if you're a person who prefers not to read stuff until it's finished, but Shield of Sparrows was one of the best books I read last year. It is technically romantasy. I re-listened to it. The sex scenes are not very good. There's like 0 foreplay when they finally get down to it. I'm like, ugh. That's cringy. Like almost to the, and then the rest of it's closed door, and it's like, you know what? Honestly, that doesn't add anything. Usually, well, okay. Granted, usually it doesn't add anything to the story anyway. But like, it's typically spicier than that as well. So I don't know. But one of the best plots that I read last year, for sure, and it still held up this time. So I'm super excited for Rites of the Starling. Rites of the Starling comes out on Tuesday. And then in not book club books, I probably read the most I'm here for the pour, not the pot. So I end up on a lot of videos where it's like, this is like some of the most unhinged like smut I've ever read. And I'm like, okay, so the one that I read earlier this year was called The Female. No, last year. Yeah, I totally dropped the cheese. It dropped onto my like foot pedal thing. It's fine. I've eaten worse, I'm sure. Anyway, unhinged like smut. So one of the ones that got recommended to me, it's like, this is the most unhinged smut you'll ever read. And it included like a Why Choose Romance, which is the new term for harem. We don't use harem anymore. We try to avoid it. And it had a succubus and 3 guys. And I'm like, okay, this sounds like it should truly be unhinged. They didn't even like, there was like dream sex. I was like, well, that's, then it's like always the question of like, okay, and am I wrong for thinking that that's not unhinged? Is my spice meter too high? Is your spice meter low? However, this one, it's called Heat Clinic. It was a good palate cleanser because it was like, it just was unhinged from start to finish. So if you're looking for something really spicy to read, I would suggest that one. And considering my spice meter is pretty high, the fact that I'm like, oh my god, I don't know why I'm telling you about this, is a good indication that you should go for it. Yeah, maybe too spicy. I don't know. It's fine. It all depends on what you're looking for, right? So it's like, those books definitely fill a gap sometimes. The other nice thing is there was no drama. There was no stakes. It was just sexy men and sexy women. Woman. M-A-N. Singular. And it was good. I do think there's some trigger warnings at the beginning. So, like, pay attention to those if you're concerned, I guess. I don't need to backstitch at the top there. Oh, well. Also, we're still on the hunt for a cylinder arm machine. Especially now that I'm like, okay, I actually committed to this show in November. I'm like, yeah. So, there is one coming up for sale soon in Calgary. There's just saying that they have to like clean it up and service it. Yeah, so we'll find out if that happens or not. And if it doesn't, maybe I'll just like rent the studio. No snakes is good. No snakes. What? What do you mean, Wendy? If you want a snake one, there is also this Kiss of the Basilisk, which everyone says that it's like there's sex on every page. There's a lot of sex. It's not on every page. Still not done the first one. Apparently there's the second's out, and apparently it's even more actually unhinged. I.e. there's like fountains of yeah. Anyway, the next book club book. So we're reading Rights of the Starling comes out on Tuesday. We're reading that as the sequel for the following Tuesday, so we have a very short turnaround time. We're all a little bit like, but I think it'll work. It's like they're like, I'll leave the fountains up to your imagination. And if you're thinking that no, it can't be that, it's probably that. Anyway, yeah, we've got a week to finish Rights of the Starling, but it's such a quick listen or read. It's ridiculous. Or at least Shield of Sparrows was. And Rights of the Starling is supposed to be about the same length. And then for May, we have When the Moon Hatched. And then June is going to be excuse me, the sequel to that. Yeah, no, I know. I'm a little bit hesitant to go into Between Two Kings, which also I think is supposed to be like a pretty good like representation of what actually happens in the sequel, and I can see it actually going to that. Carefully press the lining fabric away from the zipper. Make sure you do not touch or steam the wax canvas with the iron. Yeah, we're just going to finger press. Okay, so we're supposed to top stitch. And then we stitch in the zipper at the top, and then we do the side panels. Okay. All right. And less unhinged, we are going... Oh my god, this is going to be so good. I just like flipped it. I forgot what fabric was on the back there. All right. Okay. Top stitch the pocket front. And then we'll add the upper zipper panel. Oh, by the way, using our points to stay at Tokyo Disneyland was so good. That hotel was so good. Yeah, it just was really good. It was worth it. It smelled really good, which is a wild thing to say because everyone's like, all the like resorts in Florida have this distinct scent. And I'm like, I haven't picked that up too much there, but like this place actually smelled like wisteria. It was awesome. Or some sort of floral. I think it was wisteria. Room was really nice. And like Western style with like Japanese conveniences. Western style room elevated by Japanese sensibilities. There we go. That's actually the better description. It was really nice. It was huge. Probably too big, but that's okay. The room in Hirokatashi was actually probably the best one for the price. It actually worked out really well because it basically was 2 twin beds, and then so we were able to like push the twin beds together, and we had the couch and like a coffee table and all of that. I was underwhelmed by our Tokyo hotel. We have stayed there previously, but the clientele has shifted, and they've cheaped out on a lot of stuff. Their breakfast included. They used to have one of the best breakfast buffets I've ever had. And it was just meh. I did get us into the one at Fantasy Springs, which is the Disneyland one, and it was worth the hassle of getting that reservation for sure. So I also thought I was absolutely unhinged for getting I think we were reserved for 6:30 a.m. or something like that. No, it actually was perfect. So that sounded angry, and it is. Okay. That tells me it's probably time to change the needle, to be honest. Which makes sense, because we've actually sewn quite a bit of wax canvas with it. So we're just going to assume it's the needle and do that. And the Dinosaur Hotel. Oh my god, the Dinosaur Hotel was actually way better than I anticipated. It was so cool. And a good breakfast, and like I was expecting it to be a little bit scummier than it was, but no, it was like really clean. Yeah, no, it was honestly probably second only to Hirokatashi, and that's mostly because honestly we got treated better in Hirokatashi than we did in Tokyo overall. Yeah, and then we did something different. Normally we would go and do the train to Narita, but we both decided that we did not want to have to go back through Tokyo Station with the kids with like a bunch of luggage. So we actually booked the limousine bus to Narita this time, and it was really good too. We basically we took a taxi, ended up taking a taxi to Disneyland Hotel, or Disneyland. They have bus stops out in front, and one of them is the limousine bus to Narita. So we did that instead, and it was like really nice. They loaded up our bags. We only had to haul them like from where our taxi dropped us off, and yeah. Also, it is interesting because Air Canada has like a perma location at Narita. WestJet does not, since they only do the one flight in and out each day. And so when we got there, it was like, we don't open until 4 hours before the flight. And we were there at like 12:30. So we had like 2 hours to wait until we were able to do anything involving the flight. So that's good for me to know, is it's like, do not show up before 2:30 basically. Or like, yeah, probably 2:33. I'm not going to have a lot of time in Tokyo this next trip. So I'm like, I think when it's tough because I'm like, this time when I was there, Tomato didn't end up actually having a lot of fabrics and stuff like that I would buy or did buy. And I'm like, okay. So now I'm wondering if I should do like, yeah. I have to be in Kyoto for the 25th. So like my time here is a little bit crunch because I'm like, okay, I'm gonna meet a friend on the Friday. I wonder if she'd want to go like fabric shopping with me, but it's gonna take a really long time again probably. Although last time Nomoto was really awesome. They're like, we will cut this and then like message you to come back, and I'm like, sweet, thank you. So I wonder if we would be able to organize that again, sort of thing. There's a couple places I'd like to visit. Because I kind of have to get down and like shop Nomoto right away so that then I can ship my bags forward like ahead of me to Narita. And then I'll keep my backpack around for the obi and kimono that we'll buy at Kitano. Anyway, I think I found a hotel in Kyoto that's going to be like a reasonable cost even if I pay cash. So I'm excited about that because they also have family rooms, and like, so next trip we're going to have to be booking with the kids as well. So as like room occupying people, because this time we were able to book them as children and they like counted under co-sleeping rules basically, but next time they'll be like room occupying people. So, and it honestly is harder to find rooms that accommodate 4 people in that situation. So this one has like a room that's got a double and 2 twin beds, and I'm like, that sounds perfect for a reasonable price too. That's part of it too, is it's like, I don't want to pay $4,000 for 4 nights, thank you. So we'll go test it out. It also has breakfast, which is still the hardest thing to find in Japan. We had such a hard, like after we figured out the park. Okay, park hotel breakfast was not worth it. Thankfully, I did not book us breakfast every morning. I would have been really upset. But it was like the hardest fun thing to find in Tokyo. And maybe if we were staying in a different area, it wouldn't be like as hard, but where we were, it was just like, nope. Although then we found a Denny's, and we had Denny's the last morning there, and it was like one of the best breakfasts by that hotel. It's just like, god damn it. That's why I actually like the Comfort Inn. They're called, or choice hotels in Japan, is because they always have a really good breakfast. But they're also like, so I used to pay about $100 to $120 for that in Osaka. And all the hotels, when you look at them in Kyoto, are like $250. And I'm like, per night. So we'll see. All right. We almost have the pockets done. We might actually get both exterior panels done before I head out. I don't know what they do for breakfast. I'm like, what do you do? Do you just go to Starbucks or like McDonald's or like, because there are some places that are open. And like we found a good chain. It's called Yoyoiken. And so a lot of those places will do like what's called a teishoku for breakfast. But it's like, I don't know what they do. Aren't dumb foreigners and book a hotel without breakfast? I don't know. Honestly, that might be the answer. I don't know. Okay, so she does actually suggest basting these in. And honestly, the way this is going, I think we should baste them in. I don't normally do that with my zippers because it annoys the hell out of me. But, you know, no, it's fine. We're good. Okay. Yeah, that's the way that's been out so far. And when I say breakfast too, I'm like, I am not adverse to eating Japanese breakfast or more savory breakfast or anything like that either. It's just sometimes they just aren't open until like later. It's wild. And that was one thing with Hirokatashi is we actually had like so many options. There was cafes, there was actual breakfast, there was like all sorts of options there. Right? No, I legitimately think it's probably just they don't book hotels that don't have breakfast. And honestly, at this point, I'm like, I am not booking hotels without breakfast unless I see directly that there is some sort of access to breakfast, like right there. Which is actually one of the things that's determining what hotel I book in Kyoto in October. Is that one has breakfast and one does not. One also looks rustic for the price, and the other one looks like it's been renovated more recently. Yeah, I don't know. It is tempting to go stay at like Hirokatashi again because I know it so well. But at the same time, I'm like, it's an extra 45 minutes in both directions. So I'm like, if we can stay in Kyoto, like the Kyoto hotel is literally, I think it's less than a 7-minute walk. Let's see, actually. Hotel. Yeah, so basically what I'm doing is I'm just waiting for them to actually open up their booking window because it's a 6-month booking window. Okay, it's 3 minutes to Nomura Taylor House, which is the sister store. And it is 5 minutes, oh no, to Nomura Taylor. So that's part of what it is. And like the rooms actually look really good. And they have an onsen, which, hello. Excellent. Ooh, that way. And bathrooms are pretty like standard. And then this is their breakfast. I'm like, fuck yeah. Let's have at it. So we'll try it out because the like I was saying, the actually, yeah, so that's a picture of what would end up being the family room. So there's a double here, and then there's like 2 twins. So if it works out for me, that's probably where we'll stay next time. We're not going to go to Kyoto for quite as long next family trip, but like enough to get the stuff done that I need to get done in the city. So, and honestly, I think we both agreed that we'll just skip Tokyo next time. Unless there's like something super specific we're going to do, sort of thing. So, we'll see. Who knows what'll happen in the next 2 years. Okay, good news is it does feel like that cold is finally easing up. Thank goodness. Bad news is I still need to figure out if I'm dropping the kid back at school for care. The gymnastics is probably an hour long. Ugh. It's like that awkward amount of time. So it's like literally I'd probably drop them off, come home, and then have to like leave almost instantly. Snowing crazy amounts. It's ridiculous. But yeah, it looks like a good hotel. I'm excited to like test it out because it'd be nice to have an option. And like when I'm looking at it for even, well, for June, and I think the latest, yeah, because I can't book until May because it's like it'll open the booking window. So let's actually check September because why not? We're here. I can have some more caffeine. Super Hotel, Kyoto. I was asked so many times if I spoke Japanese when I was in Japan this time. I'm like, yes, because I was an exchange student. I know, it's still snowing. It's like, it's a lot of snow today. Well, we've got like a dump truck in the back there, one of the plastic Tonka ones, and it's nearly covered the wheel, which is insane. Like, it's gonna be a fun drive this afternoon. Fun being very sarcastic. Okay, good. Yeah, it does roll over as soon as you get into the month. Sweet. Ooh. Oh, Kyoto. It's like this place is going to be cheap because it's cheap in August. But it's also like it like almost triples in price too. What the fuck? Ugh. Even on their like special like, hey, you can like 30 days in advance. So literally it's going from a room that I could get for about $370 for 4 nights. So about $90 per night. Sweet, amazing deal. In August to $190 per night in September. To you too. So I think the other one is actually, I could book them now and they are cheaper in October. Wonder if I should wait to see what the pricing is in October, or if I should just book it and be done with it. That's the question right now. I wonder if it's refundable. Although if I use points, probably not. I actually don't even have enough air miles to do that, so that's part of it. Okay, where's the rest of my pieces? I know that they disappeared earlier, but where did they go? Okay, 1 and 2. And where's the... Okay, so it's the gray and the brown that are missing again. And where did the banana cats go again? Shit. No, I haven't done them yet. Okay, did I sew it? Pop it under here? No. Okay, these are all the exterior backs. So let's put them over there because they're done. I don't have to do any more work on them. That is also an exterior back. And that is also an exterior back. Excellent. You're all done. Yay. Yes. There they are. Gray and brown. And then the question is where's the pocket? For the... Where's the goddamn fruit cat pocket? Fruit cat pocket. Where did she go? They're literally right there. If you thought my brain was here, it's not. Okay, good. Yeah, that is, like, disgusting. Okay, so what was the other one? The other one was, like... It's also super close. And I did save them both because I was like, fuck that. I need to know. Sonoma Taylor House. Kyoto Central Inn. They don't have breakfast, but they're the ones that have like a Starbucks at the bottom. So. And a Lawson. Love it. Cafe, Starbucks, convenience store, Lawson. Lawson, and a drugstore. Kokokara Fine. Problem is that they're, like I said, their rooms look a little bit more worn out. But sometimes go with what you need. You know what? It's the better deal. It's gone up in price too, so it's probably time to book, but not as significantly. All right, well, I know part of what I'm doing this afternoon. Jesus. And then I'll keep the other one in my back pocket for our next family trip and report back. But anyway, yeah, this one's like $5.25. Does not include breakfast. And they also have family rooms, so honestly, if it works out well, then we can do family rooms there too. So. It's wild to me though, like how much. Okay, here's part of it. I guess last time too is it's like when we were going in November, I guess we were staying in Osaka, so that might be the difference. I don't know. Actually, the one last one I should actually check for is the Toyoko Inn, like the one we stayed at Narita, because it's like they're not amazing rooms. They're not luxury staying, but at least they also provide breakfast. And if they have something that's like close to there, I don't know. They literally do. Although I think they might have a 6-month booking window as well, so that's part of what becomes an issue. the pockets done. Get the pockets done. Get the pockets done. Pockets done. 12:20. 12:20. Website. Okay, so I think we'll get these stitched and top stitched, and then I will. Well, what time do I need? Well, I don't need to head out until about 1, so we'll continue working until 1. Then we'll get it sorted out. So I can't believe they have like smoking and non-smoking options. It's like, yeah, they don't have their dates up yet. What do they charge in September? Let's see. No, they don't even have September dates. Okay, well that mostly answers that question then. That's got a big wrinkly scuff. Looks like it should almost be retreated. Oh yeah, so I did figure out I'm starting to do stuff. Fuck me. We're doing lots of stuff. But water resisting for Obi. I tried Otacoat on them and it actually made one of them bleed so much you cannot tell what the pattern was anymore. So that one's out. But not a waste, because then we can use the Otacoat for, I was thinking about it for the bye Dharma. Jeez, sorry. Need to put some clamps up there. We can use the Otacoat for the cottons that we put into the waxed canvas traveler slings. Anyway, that's my thought process. But that still left us up the creek without a paddle on the Obi. Scotch Guard works. It stinks to high heaven while I'm applying it, so I got to figure out a way to do it that I don't get fumigated. I'm thinking probably mask up and do it in the garage, which will be fun over the next few weeks while it's snowing. But anyway, it also meant that, yeah, actually I've got the samples right here. So this is the Otacoat. This is what the Obi looks like usually, right? That gorgeous gold pink peony. And this is the Otacoat. So it literally touched it. So you can see it in the light here. But like, no. I was underwhelmed. Anyway, this is the Scotch Guard one. And I did test it. It is water resistant. It's got 2 coats on it. One thing I did really like about the Scotch Guard is that it did actually leave more flexibility in the fabric. That's also been Scotch Guarded and water tested. You can't tell that there was water drips on it. So I didn't make any of that like bleed, which was nice. The blue. I tested it out on this one as well. A bunch of different ones. The poppy, piece of that poppy Obi that we have. Because here's part of it is it's like, I could technically go through and test all of them with the Otacoat. But there are 2 big no's to that. Is that A, I'm not going to be testing on the embroidery, right? Why would I, like, that's a waste of fabric. Oh, I just noticed that my face is like frozen up here. But yeah, we're going to Scotch Guard them because it's like there are less drawbacks to that than there are to the Otacoat. So Otacoat will go on the cottons. Scotch Guard will go on the Obi. Obviously, don't put it in a creek and expect it to be waterproof. Right? But like, if you happen to go out in the rain with it, it's not gonna, it looks like it's not going to stain, to the best of my ability and knowledge, of course. And the small amount of testing that I did on the fabric. But I did test them. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we swapped from this damaged piece of wax canvas to this piece, which is not damaged. I don't even know what that is. It's scuffing from something. Anyway, I was quite pleased that at least the Scotch Guard works. And it's also more accessible than the Otacoat. Some pros to the Otacoat is that it did thicken the fabric. So it did actually provide it quite a bit more body, which is kind of nice. It didn't smell, so I didn't feel like I was in a toxic environment while I was doing it, which around the cats and the kids and stuff like that is a consideration as well. And on 2 out of the 4, it didn't change the color. But that's why I'm like, ugh, I can't. I only have so many hours. Really? Really? No. We were doing so good. Okay. Anyway, yeah, we've only got so many hours in the day, and I don't want to waste materials to have to test something every single time. Okay. Well, the majority of the pockets are done. We just gotta swap the... No creaks for your obi, please. Actually, I think that's how they clean kimono and obi, or at least that's how they used to clean it, because the running water's different, I guess. I did figure out a way to descent the obi and kimono this time. Usually I just let it air out, and it's like 85% good most of the time. 85% good 100% of the time. I don't know. 85% good 85% of the time. It works for what we need to do. But Reddit came to the rescue this time, actually. And someone suggested a distilled water and vinegar mixture, and it actually like worked really well. So there's still some that smell a little bit, but like a couple coatings, and you can barely tell that they were like meh when I got them. And actually not everything needed it this time either. It was actually quite a bit that like there was no scent even associated with them. Because most of the time I think it's mothballs probably that is the main scent. A lot of the ones this time though were like more, I was definitely picking up on incense and stuff like that. So yeah, the nice thing about the Scotch Guard too is it's just like a spray, whereas the Otacoat was like, it was actually a lot of work to make sure that I didn't overcoat the fabric. So the zipper is basted, the zipper is basted, the zipper is basted into the wax canvas, not the... I didn't fold the pocket up. Bah! Are we surprised? No! Are we annoyed? Yes! Oh my god. Okay, I am feeling better today at least though, because it's like... my voice was definitely far worse yesterday. Which is why if you go back and watch the stream, a lot of it is like very much not talking. And I was also like paying attention to the rocket launch, which was so cool. I'm so excited. It's like, oh. Super excited because it's like the first Canadian astronaut to go to the moon, flyby, obviously. First woman astronaut and first black astronaut to also fly by the moon, which is like, it's been over 50 years. And I think it's just a really cool symbol of like, the world is shit, right? Some days, a lot of days, not just some days, and especially right now. But it seems like a really cool representation of maybe some of the advancements we've had in the past 50 years. Also, it's just a really cool fucking launch, and it just went. Like, there are so many times when launches obviously have to just be like, nope, you're not going now. The weather was perfect. They figured out stuff that needed to be figured out. Like, ugh. So, now we get to watch. I think they're supposed to start their... It's not the apogee burn, but it's like the burn to get into or out of Earth orbit and like slingshot them to the moon. Is supposed to be at 25 hours from when they launched. So that should be about... So they launched at 4:35 our time, my time. So around 5:30, they should be doing the burn to actually get out of orbit. So, and I think PBS is still live streaming the whole like mission on YouTube. So it's like, it is accessible. It was funny though, because I of course followed a bunch of accounts and stuff yesterday on Instagram, and it was like instantly into conspiracy theory territory, and I'm like, ew. So a bunch of people like, a bunch of people were like blocked yesterday too. It was good. Reported for misinformation and blocked. Because nobody's got time for that. Yeah, so it launched from Kennedy Space Center yesterday for 6:35 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And it was so cool. God, I wish we'd been there. Like, it was one of those situations. But they had to scrub it earlier, right? Like in February. And then there's a bunch of stuff that had to happen. I really, really want to be there for the moon launch. And they're predicting that that should be 2028, so. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Oh yeah, kindergarten. We had our like check-in session with kindergarten last week. Yeah, last Friday, and said that eldest is doing really good. They're really happy with their progress. They've been talking about Japan nonstop since they got back, which is awesome, good. But it also didn't like. They picked right back up where they left off. They didn't like have any like delay in re-entering the schooling, which is nice. So it's going well. And then yeah, youngest is in the same kindergarten for next year. Kindergarten care, same. And yeah, now we got some cool new science stuff coming up too, actually, really. So anyway, Wendy, sorry. The launch was the Artemis 2. And that's what the program is right now as well. And then Artemis 3. So apparently Artemis 2 is going to go test a bunch of stuff for like physiologies. Because it's the first woman up in space as part of it. Physiology, deep space stuff. And testing a bunch of the systems on the, like, because this is the first time that they've launched the Orion capsule with the crew. So yeah, so they're testing out all of the things to see if there's anything that needs to be fixed, obviously. And then apparently Artemis 3, which is supposed to launch next year, is going to be, it was supposed to be another orbit around the moon, I think. But they've decided that it can, most of the testing on the like systems and things can be done in low Earth orbit, I guess. I don't know. I think that's what they were talking about yesterday. And then Artemis 4 is supposed to be the actual moon launch in 2028. Please, 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 please. That'd be so cool to see. All right, we have the pockets kind of done. The pockets are done. Now they just need to be like assembled. What time is it? 12:36. Yeah, we'll spend a few more minutes. I do need, well, until 1? Yeah, I'll stay until 1 because that'll give me time to like microwave myself some lunch and eat it and go get child. Oh, and I gotta grab them gymnastics gear as well so that they're not like dying in the gymnastics gym. Okay. Dying of heat, not literally dying, just soaked in sweat because they typically do run pretty warm when they're in there. Okay. Done. Okay, now we got to put the side panels, and then we sew down the side panels, and then everything gets top stitched. Do we do 1 or 2 lines of top stitching? 1 line of top stitching. I like it. And obviously we're supposed to do the top stitching as we go, but we're just going to sew it in, and then we'll whatever. Okay. Green, tealy, pink, blue, brown, pink, blue, purple, teal, and gray. Okay. Then we can just grab sets as we need them. Okay. And yes, we're just leaving the black thread in because we're going to have to top stitch most of this in black thread. So whatever. What's the seam allowance, Mr. Wolf? Oh god, it's going to be one of those, this is this unless stated otherwise. That's going to be like way up at the top. Interfacing leather strapping fabric. Ooh. Nope. Okay. I'm glad I checked because it is bigger than I thought. Woohoo! Look at me being a responsible bag maker. My god. Actually, no. It's the stitch length that I anticipated, but like didn't expect. Okay. Next. Purple, 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 purple. She does flat out say that you might have to trim down a little bit, and I do feel like that's going to have to happen this time, so. blue. Blue is next. Actually, I should just stack all the blue together so that we just do all the blue at once. And then we can do the teal. And then the brown. And the brown. Oh my god, I'm still missing pieces. Of course I am. I'm missing the gray and I'm missing... Why did the gray and the brown get so mixed in with the freaking done? It must have just been the cutting sequence. Did I just not? Or maybe I just didn't even cut the blues and stuff like that for the done yet. Is that what happened? I don't remember. That was too long ago. In too much of a haze. Pre-Japan. By the way, I thought it was going to be a little bit of a waste to have a hotel room at the hotel or at the airport when like we were leaving late, basically. Like it was, the flight was at when did we leave? Like 2-ish? But honestly, I think it was actually nicer to be there for that timing of flight than even like the early morning flights. Because like we went the night before and we played on the playgrounds and then like had dinner and all of that, and then the next morning while we were waiting for Dallas, we hadn't checked out yet, and exact same thing, able to like do the playgrounds and like just hang around and chill. Aha, there they are. They were just okay. Well, that's one gray, so I'm missing one gray and the dark brown. Okay. Yeah. Anyway, it was well worth the air miles to book the room. 10 out of 10 would recommend. If that is something that's like available to you in your budget. Obviously, there's nothing wrong with just showing up at the airport on time as well. But it did ease for me personally with the kids and the like logistics of if Dallas was in or not at all. Being at the airport myself helped a lot. And hey, I had a solo travel day with the kids and none of us died. Like, we do that consistently when we go to the zoo and everything like that. But something different about it when you're, like, getting ready to go internationally. Although the youngest... Oh, okay. So it wasn't that busy. So we were running around in the airport. And that, to me, is fine. But the youngest was, like, running up and down this ramp. And that's fine, too. Except that when they got to the top of the ramp... No, it's a set of stairs and a big ramp. So they went up the stairs, went to come back down the ramp, and hit their head on the ramp, like, wraparound handle, and it was like, dong! You could hear it reverberate. And I'm at the bottom of the ramp because I have a clear sight on them, so I'm not going to be super close to them. They're old enough to not, like, for me not to have to be stupid close to them. And these two women witnessed this, and they're looking around for a parent, and this child is, like, crying, and I was just like, oh my god, kid. Time to go to bed. Like, it was the sound effect for sure that got me really good. I was just like, oh, child, your poor head. Yeah, they had a bruise for a few days. Just like, oh my god. Oh yeah, no, their head is, the youngest's head is massive. Like, it's a good thing that they didn't cook for the extra 2 weeks that they could have. For everyone involved. Particularly me. But their head's always been quite large, and so it's always been the victim of mishaps. We haven't had one like that for a while, but is it shocking? No. Or surprising, I guess? No. Poor kid. Okay. Are these the side panels? Those are the side panels. We found them. They were just hiding as per usual. Okay. 1 and 2. One. Can't tell if this has like a slight side, wrong side. I think it might. Oh well. I guess we'll find out after I'm done. All right. 15 minutes and I need to head out. So yeah, we'll finish at least installing these side panels for now, which means that the exteriors of these bags will be done except for the rivets on the other piece. Yay, that's actually really good. We are moving slower than normal right now because I'm sick. And I've been actually resting because I know if I push myself too hard, I'll end up sick for like 3 weeks instead of whatever the hell this is. This is already still pretty long. So, probably, well, it came in on Sunday, and the youngest ended up being sick for, like, truly sick for a week, and then got better over the last 3 days. So, I probably have a few more days left. Yay. Boo. I don't like it. I don't like being sick, but at least I didn't get the vomiting part of it, because, ugh. That is the one thing that I'm super like, nope, do not want. All right. The pink. Pink, pink, pink. Pink time. Pink time. Pink, 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 pink time. Okay, and then blue time. This blue is such a vibrant, good color. I wish that the, like, shop that I go to had a yellow that was comparable. Do you think I'm able to access one through another supplier? But I'm just like, oh, this one's too good, so good. Wonder if I chatted with them if they would actually be able to carry it or not. Because, like, being able to purchase locally is just so good. Makes my life so much easier. Makes the product cheaper because I don't have to pay for shipping. And wax canvas is not going to be cheap to ship. Benefit to the other one is she is Canadian at least. So there is that, which would be okay. Or good. So, I don't know. We'll figure it out. We don't need a lot of other colors as part of this. So I'm like, Oh, they're, yeah. Did you see the first one that I made with the interior on them? It turned out so good, which is why we committed to 11. But, yeah. We also need to go through and plot out what the rest of this year is going to look like now for stuff, because there are some new craft things that I want to add in, but also we need to plan in some, like, some stuff for, like, the, for this new market and stuff like that. One of them being passport holders. And actually, it's going to be, I want to do the multi-person passport holder, but I was also thinking that we should do some singleton ones as well. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to actually pattern off of one of the ones that I, like my personal one, that I typically use, and go from there. Because why fix it when it ain't broke, sort of thing. And the maker that made it no longer makes stuff, so I also don't feel scuzzy about doing that, to be honest. So if they were still making them, maybe a bit more so, but all right. 3 more side panels. That's perfect. And then, yeah, I'll head out to do the afternoon gig of stuff. Okay, 2 more. And then I probably won't be back onto stream until maybe Wednesday next week, or dependent on how this cold clears up. If the cold clears up, I'll be back on before that, but with Easter, we're just not. This week's been a disaster. But, yeah, so if I don't come back on, though, these will hopefully be done by the time you see me next week. I will be working on getting them done because, I need to move on to the other projects. But there is basically the front, well, one of the side, the exterior panels is now done. And then the other exterior panels just need rivets. So that is part of what will happen later today as well. Well, or at some point this weekend. There's also going to be a lot of Kingdom Hearts playing this weekend because resting, which will be good. And sleeping. Sleeping will be good. And jet lag kicked all of our asses this trip. It was wild. I haven't had that bad of jet lag on the last couple trips. So I was just like, what the hell is this? And then we also had daylight savings time come in, so it was like a double whammy. Poor kids that first week at school were probably just absolute zombies, but I was like, you need to go to school so that we all get back into like schedule. Thanks, Wendy. Yeah. We'll be back next week, so if not before. But I'll chat with y'all then. Go watch the rocket launch for Artemis 2 because it was so fucking good. And I'll chat with you soon. Bye. Also, happy Easter to anyone else who celebrates.